everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Don't you just love the taste of a cold Coke? Well, I'm pretty much a Coca-Cola addict, so I decided I'm an artist, I have fans, and I turned the different Cokes into people. Bottled Coke, Coke in a can, and glass bottle Coke. The first one up is bottled Coke. Now, personally, this is actually my least favorite type of Coke out of the three. Bottled Coke is just a little too flat for me, but it's good for like road trips or when you're on the go. So for this design, I kind of wanted to embrace that, and starting off with my pose, I wanted a lot of movement. I was thinking of something very flowy. I always feel like I can draw better when I have a good base pose, so that's just become a vital part of my art at this point. And I really like this one. I decided to make this one a skateboarder on the go with their Coke bottle. I really struggled with the eyes on this drawing. I'm not really sure why. I think I just had a hard time finding my final line, but it is what it is. It reminded me a lot of when I was in high school. In my high school, upperclassmen were allowed to go off campus, so I would either walk to the park or down the street to the gas station and pick up a bottle of Coke. That was kind of the energy I was bringing to this drawing. I'm not a skater in any way, but it was kind of like getting out of school during school time, and it was a little bit of like freedom and independence, which is what I wanted to bring to this character. I'm also kind of taking from summer Coke commercials, the like fun in the sun, hanging out with friends with a nice cold refreshing Coke, that sort of vibe. Now I know this hand is hideous right now, but I go back and fix it, so ignore it for now. I made this character a little bit on the younger side to capture the youth. I sound so old when I say that. For this character, I wanted to do a more protective hairstyle. I don't really have a lot of characters that use protective hairstyles, but I did want to keep the movement and the flow that I had in the pose of the character, so I went with the dreadlock look. I also thought of including some beadworks in the locks, but I kind of got lazy and didn't. Well, I wouldn't say I got lazy, but more I ran out of time. I actually recorded all the sketches of this video while I was in one of my lecture classes, so I was racing the battery life of my laptop. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And if you're watching this, I was totally paying attention to the entire class. Anyway, back to the drawing, before I get my ass beat with the chancla. I had the jeans be ripped to add to the aesthetic and make them look a little cooler, and of course the staple brand for skaters is Vans. I don't actually know if Vans are good for skating, but I know it's what they built their brand on. So I went with those. Vans actually came out a lot better than I thought they would, which was a nice surprise because I usually struggle quite a bit with shoes. But I think my favorite detail of this whole drawing was the keychain. I really like that it's holding its own little Coke bottle too. I love it so much, and I think it's so cool. So yeah, on this shirt, it says it says your mom, because I asked my roommate what I should put on it, and that's what she said. So there you go. And that's it. The finished Coke bottle. I really love the way she came out. So Next up is the Coke can. Oh yeah, the Coke can. I basically lived off canned Coke for months, and I have multiple Coke towers. I'm pretty much a master at this point. Canned Coke is the one I drink the most often, but it isn't my favorite type of Coke. It's just the most accessible, and I'm broke and lazy. Fun fact, I do have a Coke can shaped pillow, which I love so much. So when I was trying to think of what a Coke can would look like, that's what I was thinking. I was kind of self-projecting in a way. The amount of that I've done to have easily accessible Coke cans is kind of ridiculous. I I got a mini fridge so I can have Coke right next to my desk and not have to go out to the kitchen to grab one from the regular fridge. I wish I was joking. Actually, no. It was the best investment I ever made. That was kind of the vibe I was bringing to this. Just like a tired gamer. I don't know why. I feel like Cokes are good for people who just like sit at their desks. And I didn't want to make them exactly like me, so I made them a gamer because I'm not much of a gamer. And obviously I'm biased because Coke is one of my top drinks. And I think it's cool, the drink, not the drug. I felt like Coke fit the gamer vibe. Obviously, I had to give them some comfy clothes that they can just sit and lounge around with. I had a particular look in mind. I basically wore that exact same thing the entire lockdown. Just baggy pajama pants, a loose, comfy shirt, and like a hoodie or just some sort of cover up. Drawing this character was just reliving the lockdown for me. At the time of drawing this, however, though, I had binge watched like 14 plus episodes of Drawfee. I have no explanation for this other than that they're a cool channel and I needed background noise. So subconsciously, I made the character look a lot like Nathan, who is one of the people from the Drawfee team. So when I was trying to think of the character, all I heard was just Nathan in my head. So a bit of the nod to the channel there. I don't know if this character would ever be a YouTuber or streamer. I feel like they wouldn't want to put in the work for it. But like if they were to do YouTube, it would be like the very basic bare minimum editing. But they would also have like really good jokes. So I feel like they would be pretty popular, but it'd be one of those channels like you show your parents and they're disappointed in you. Did y'all ever have that? I don't have a lot to say in terms of design wise because I had a pretty clear image of what I thought the Coke can would look like. Oh, in terms of like color scheme, he is a little bit different than the other two characters. All of the characters have some variation of red to them, and originally I was thinking of doing some pinks or lighter reds, but then I went with more of a browner color or like the actual color of the drink, so his color scheme came out more towards that side. I actually picked the colors this time and I actually think I did a pretty okay job at that. I definitely have a lot to work on in terms of color theory. Other than that, I don't have much to say for him. I will say that I actually don't look like this. Like I know I haven't shown my face on here, but that's not what I look like. Maybe I'll do a video where, I actually give you some estimation. I've done some pretty accurate self-portraits in the past, so I think it would be fun. We'll see. I don't know. And our last and greatest Mexican Coke, also known as glass bottle Coke. Hell yeah, glass bottle Coke is my favorite type of Coke. I love this Coke so much. I don't drink them often, but when I do, I usually save the bottles and I would paint some of them. I actually had planned on painting all of them, I just haven't, and since I've moved, they've all kind of been packed away in a box. But if you never tried glass bottle Coke, in terms of like quality taste, it's superior, in my opinion at least. And what's the internet without random unqualified people throwing their opinions at other non-qualified people? We can't all be soda experts, although that sounds like a really cool job. For this character design, I wanted to go with more of a retro look mixed with like light nods to like Mexican culture. At least like the kind of stuff I was growing up around. I basically stole my sister's aesthetic for this is what I'm getting at. I wanted to make them look cool, but like a very chill person as well. I actually sketched her before I did any of the other ones, just out of boredom one day, and that's kind of what sparked the idea for this video in the first place. I do actually pay attention in class, I swear. I gave her a puffy, almost bomber jacket type cover, a simple, just high waist pants, and some boots. I didn't give her too many accessories. The shades were from the original sketch, and that's kind of why I added them last minute. I like them. I think it suits her. I think it makes her look a little, sweet. It adds to her, like, inviting nature. The headband is actually a bandana. For some reason, when I was younger, we had these shits, like, everywhere. And I still have some. They're everywhere. So I wanted to include them. And I also included the bracelet. The bracelet is a saint bracelet. And I'm not religious, but I did used to have one of these because my grandma bought me one at a swap meet. Swap meet is kind of like a flea market, and that was like the first phase of bracelet obsession. Most early 2000 kids had like silly bands or shape bracelets, but I had religious fashion wear. I really like this character. She looks like someone who would be really chill and probably like into astrology or something, or would like know really obscure but good shows and movies. I would lift some, but I don't really know any. I may be a geek or nerd, but pop culture just missed the target with me. I was too busy looking down at my drawings. Coupled with the fact that I'm absolutely terrible with faces and names, I was never going to win in that department. I genuinely try my damn hardest to make references when I can because I'm always in awe of myself for being able to actually know these things. Anyway, for her, I tried to keep her color palette more in the rose and pinker side, kind of like how I originally wanted to do with the Coke can. But personally, I think it suits her a lot more. And in the end, it ended up looking more or less of a combination of the two other color palettes. Hers is a lot lighter. She has a mix of light pinks, and some areas are brown, and the darker reds for the actual drink. I also tried adding a little bit of makeup to this character. Originally, I had planned on doing like a full face of makeup with like eyeshadow and stuff, but my skills are not really at that level yet. So instead, I decided to save myself the public embarrassment and just went with some lips. Um, but I promise the next time I think makeup will suit a character, I will actually try. I cross my heart and hope to die. uh, get it? So that's the final glass Coke bottle. I absolutely love her. And here's the whole group lined up with each other. I genuinely love the way that these came out. It was super fun to do this and it was really fun challenge. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like and maybe nudge that subscribe button. Watch a few more videos, see if you like it here. Who knows? I had a lot of fun indulging my Coca-Cola obsession. Um, Thank you for joining me for that. Let me know what your favorite soda is in the comments. Should I try doing this with any other sodas? If you think so, let me know what kind you'd like to see me try. And again, thank you so much for the support, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!